bad. Duda, and let me get to YouTube. Close. YouTube. All right. I got YouTube open. This is a fresh start to our stream. That's why we already have some of these things popped out. We're just gonna wait a second because I had 2 viewers. Let's see if they catch my new post. The other streaming service I was using wasn't working. We don't want glitches. These are interesting. I just poured what was left over in there, and if I had to put enough in there, I could have used these as an embellishments. Sound is great. That is fabulous. Thank you, Pam. And thank you for swapping YouTubies. But resin is pretty cool. It stinks. You really should wear a respirator when you're working with it, especially when you heat it up to pop the bubbles and stuff. But when it's drying, it picks off as silicone so easy. So it does have a fairly nice cleanup. If you do spill it and get it places you don't want it, you can use alcohol. The stronger, the better. But these things, I think they turned out pretty good for just being test runs. But as soon as I put some layers on there, that's going to be a nice little pressure tool. Of course, I get those are funny. But because I had extra resin left over, I made a couple of other little things. So these are a cake mold that I got on sale clearance at Joann's. Oop, that one broke. I'm being brutal. And I thought, well, it's made of silicone. Why not, right? Boop. Oh, look it. If I pour them a little bit thinner, they'd be really good embellishments for cards and stuff. More of a 3D thing. Oh, these are so cool. Just popping them out is a little... Don't want to break them. And I thought I broke this one, but it's just a bubble. See, I didn't pop my bubbles. Oh, these are fun. Could you imagine a nice little card with some swirlies and you add these swirlies with it? Make them all in all sorts of colors. Oh yeah, look at that. Just for being some leftover resin, not wanting to waste it. Oh, look it. That would be so cute on a card. Aw. So glad I bought these. Hi, Margaret. Oh, Margaret, I'm so sorry, Marguerite. Finished a chocolate pudding last night. I'm out of boxes. Oh, no. But look at that little guy. Aw. Okay. These are like fondant molds, chocolate molds, but they're silicone, so you can use them for resin. But once you use them for resin, you cannot use them for food. They are not universal in that matter. So you want to be careful. If you're ever planning on using it for food, do not use it for resin. But after you use it for food, you can put it in your resin. Okay, I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of these and put them in my giveaway. My birthday giveaway, December 7th, right here, live on my channel. we're going to do some giveaways. I've got 2 Misty platforms. The medium size ones, I think. They're not the minis and they're not the ginormous ones. They're like an 8x10. Oh, I love this. Wouldn't these be fun in black or silver with, oh, just look at that one. That'd be a fun giveaway, huh? Get some resin bits for your scrapbooking. And then this one I did, because I thought if it turned out okay, we might try and put it. Ooh, look it. I'm wondering if we can put it. We can. See, that's what I wanted to do today with you guys, is to pour a little bit of resin just to show you how it's done. Oh, and this is shiny. This golden stuff here is shiny. And I'm really happy because it's not too bubbly. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Put that in there and then fill it with resin. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to clean this mess up here. And then we're going to show you guys how we resin. It is an expensive hobby. Resin is not cheap, especially if you get good quality resin. Now, they do have UV resin. They call it crafting resin. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, all of those places. It's basically similar to this, aside from in your layers, you put it under a UV light and, pardon me, I can't sweep and talk at the same time. You put it under a UV light and set to each level. This type of resin, you just pour it, pop your bubbles, and it cures overnight. So this we will show on Tuesday. I'm going to do a live on Tuesday. If you want to stop by, I'm going to use some Fairy Stamper stamps with some stamps that I already own because I'm on their design team. So on Tuesday, after Debbie's live at 5:30, I'm going to go on at 9. And I'll pop this out on that live. And then I'll be again live on Wednesday. You guys can see a whole lot of me. Melissa, yes, thank you. Oh, I should. Oh, no, I don't. I need to delete that other one. Oh, see, she made pudding from scratch. I'm kind of jelly. And Melissa, you found me. All right, so you want to have a non-porous surface. And these rubber mats, anything with a slickness to them are really good because they'll clean up after you make a mess. Okay, and I'll show you. I'm going to pull out my mess from yesterday. I purchased these little cups at on Amazon, okay? And when you let them dry, for the most part, they peel off. Now, they do leave a little sticky where maybe the resin didn't mix perfectly. Okay, but this one you can see, these silicone ones, they pop right out. Now this is my mixing one, so this is still kind of sticky, but it'll be unsticky later, if that makes sense. Because it was in this, it didn't dry properly. Okay, but these are the mixing cups. And now I can reuse them. And I don't have to wash them, but you can use your alcohol to wash them. These are uber sticky. I'm going to just pop you in the garbage. You also get these at the dollar store. You can mix your colors in them. They're super dollar store. I say dollar store because I found these at the dollar store, but they're not flexy like this. Okay, so I don't know how it would be to pop out the resin, but we're gonna try them. Dollar store is getting some pretty fun stuff in. See, and even though that's not perfect, I could use that for a really big embellishment. Hi, Katie. Yes, thank you for... The question is for Elizabeth. Hi, Melissa. What time on Tuesday? And please include the time zones so I can... Oh, okay. So, tomorrow I'm live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And if you're part of Debbie's crew, she's always live Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And then Wednesday, I will be live at my regular 7 p.m. Eastern. So Tuesday, 5:30 for Debbie, and 9 p.m. for me. Okay. Now, this little mat, you can see I've got two. Okay. The silicone dries and pops right off. And I apologize, this is not silicone. This is, haha, wait for it, a non-stick mat by the Heidi Swap. It was for the foil, hot foil thing, I think. I don't know. But, I don't know why she needed a non-stick mat for the foiling. But it works great for resin. So if you find these on clearance anywhere, you can pick them up. Some of these aren't dry, and that's because they're my drips from the mixing cup. And so sometimes those are sticky, no biggie. These little mixer spoons, they have that silicone rubber on them. So again, easy cleanup. If you're a picker, you might like this. And these came with the set that I bought with these. So you get rubber cups and whatnot. And again, Michael's, Joann's. You can find fun stuff to do if you want to dabble in resin. Michael's and Joann's has the little kits to get you started. We're going to take this dirty mat and move it. Now, you can buy, well, if you're a crafter, you already have alcohol inks. Okay, that's all I used on these guys. I dropped some white in there. I got some purple in there. I got some pinks in there. Okay, I didn't use that one, but I could have. Alcohol inks will color this. And I bought extra special stuff because I am a dabbler. So my flower, okay, this stuff here is this fancy stuff. And it's expensive, but it goes a long way. I mean, it's like mica. It lasts a long time because you only use a teeny scoop. But nice and shimmery. And then this red one, okay. But because this is colored, I just want to pour some clear in there. Now, an empty one takes a full one of these and a little bit. So being this is pretty full, I'm just going to fill one of these, okay. And there's measurements on these. You want exact amounts, or you can do it by weight. And if you're a baker, you know that weight is the best measurement, okay? And we're going to set our little cup on there, and then we're going to clear it so it's 0. There we go. And I like to pour the resin in first because the other stuff is thicker. So I put this on in first and then pour the other, and it kind of sinks to the bottom. It helps with mixing. This is KSResin. It's highly recommended by Tammy Anderson, and I'll have her links in the description after this video renders for replay. She is the one that got me hooked on resin. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. Ooh. You gotta wear gloves because you don't want this stuff all over ya. Hi, Candace, my dear, and June, and Susan. How is everybody? Will it fill up the rows? Yes, it should. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put some resin in there, and then we're going to push this down nice and slow. Actually, you know what we'll do? I think we'll pour some resin in there and then tip it upside down. So hopefully that'll save from bubbles. But yeah, it'll get nice and in there, and then it will be like a little flower globe. And if it doesn't work for stamp gliding, at least it will be a pretty. Okay, so we're going to get our gloves on. And like I said, well ventilated. I probably didn't say that. Well ventilated room. Okay, how much was I using last night? 40. And a respirator is recommended. Okay. So I give it a second because mine kind of fluctuates sometimes. So we're looking at 45, 46. So I'm going to tar it again so we can make that 0. Now we're going to get the hardener, same company. I do not recommend mixing companies. If you've got a hardener left over or the resin left over, get the same brand again. They're not all created equal. And then we're going to go to 46, 45, 46. 35. Come on, just a wee bit more. And there we go. Look at that. Way better than last night. I was off a little bit last night, but as you can see, even if you're off a little bit, it's going to be okay. Okay, and then we get our stir stick. Okay, here's mine from last night. I'm just going to peel it clean because that's so fabulous. Okay, I'm just going to move this guy because we don't need him anymore. And they recommend like 5 minutes of stirring. I just stir like crazy. Got to get it down and in there and around and stuff. Lots of stirring because you want that hardener mixed in with the resin. Make your S, scoop and lift, scoop and lift, just like making a cake or some pancake batter. You know, you want to lift through the middle, scrape your edges, pull that in, get all that goodness flowing. You guys doing anything fun today? Cleaning or making some cards? Doing some scrapbooking stuff? This will make us stir crazy. Yes. It's very relaxing though. I like it. Aside from these, I wish these were fatter. I may have to make some silicone grips. Because it really cramps the hand. Okay, look at that. It's looking good. And they recommend that 5-minute stirring. Just go with it. I'm gonna cut mine a little bit short because I'm impatient. But if you want good results, you're gonna wait that 5 minutes. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, and here's the other thing. Grocery shopping, working on some cards, learning that technique. I like that technique, but I'm not gonna pronounce it because I don't know. I only heard it 50 million times on working with Debbie J on her live where we use that technique. It's too funny. But yeah. Some resins, like the UV resins, okay, if you're like, oh, this is so great, I want to make coasters, you cannot use the UV resin to make coasters. Resin, like I said, is not all created equal. Some resins you cannot get hot. They're not recommended for heat. Countertop resin, okay, they're meant to withstand some heat in case somebody accidentally sits a hot pan on it. Haha, who knows how it's pronounced? Yeah. Bach, broke. See, I keep wanting to stick letters in it too. Bach, Boke, B-O-K-E-H, Buka. Just make up stuff, you know. The KSResin, okay. Tammy Anderson, she recommends it on her videos because she makes coasters and stuff, okay. It's dry to the touch in 12 hours. That's how we're able to touch this. But it's fully cured in 3 days. That's why some of my sticky stuff isn't quite done because of how it's set up. But those just went in the garbage. Oh, I think you did. I don't know. It looks about right. I don't think I would have known how to spell it less much pronounce it. It's a beautiful technique, and it's based on sunspots. When you're taking photos and you get those blared sunspots in your photos and stuff, some apps even have like shapes and stuff to add to your photos to get that weird glaring effect on your stuff. Okay, so now here's the dealio. See, I told you guys to be prepared, and then I almost did it again. I'm going to leave that there, but I'm going to put my little tray down, okay? Because once you, in your rubbery thingies, once you get that done, you don't want to move it. Now, if you're worried that your thing is dirty, okay, you can take an alcohol wipe and make sure it's nice and clean. Get any fuzzies, any powders or anything. You can get that right out of there. Because again, the alcohol breaks it down and helps clean it, especially if you've got stickies. Okay. So, we're going to set that there. Okay. And I'm going to pour right from here. Okay. I'm just going to pour a little bit in there. Just get some of that in there. Fill those little leaves. And this one here, this mold is supposed to be a succulent. But I was like, it's going to be a flower. Okay. because we can do that. We can change it up a bit. Now I'm going to set that in there, and then I'm going to grab, ta-da, a torch. We're just going to turn it on, okay, and go right over the top, nice and quick, to pop some bubbles. Okay, we're going to let it sit a little bit, and the bubbles will come to the top. So we're just going to be patient and let some of those bubbles come up. Yeah, Melissa says she didn't know that, but I do need more practice. Girl, I need lots of practice on that method. Debbie did a good one in her video. We did a live together, and mine was not fabulous, but hers turned out really good. Patience in stirring resin in, out for me. You don't know what that means? See, we just pop a big bubble right there. Come on. And you don't want to keep your heat in one spot too long, because you can ruins it. I need to find my pokey tool because there's a bubble in the side. There's a bubble right there. So some of the bigger bubbles you can definitely poke. Poke them out. And if you leave your resin to sit a little bit, you know, like 5 minutes, because this resin, you have like a 30-minute working time. Oh my goodness, you're such an ugly bubble. Some of those bubbles will float to the top. Okay, I don't want to be here all day though. See, like those, all floaty to the top. Hi, Joyce. How do we make resin? We buy it. We buy the, you can buy UV resin, which is pretty much more of a ready-to-go crafty resin from your craft stores, online, anywhere. But a YouTuber that I watch who covers her coasters and paintings and stuff, she uses KSResin, and this is rated for like 400 degrees, so you can set a hot coffee cup on it and it won't melt it. And I made some coasters for Christmas for the family, and that was my first big time ever doing resin, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to pour some resin in my pouch now. I should have poured that first and had some of those bubbles come up. Okay. And I'm not worried that it's leaking all over. I'm just going to scrape that in. Oops. Who said you could come to the party? Little fuzzy. Where did you get that torchy thing? My hubby mentioned getting one for making a creme brulee. We have these stores called Family Dollar and the Dollar General. They're side by side, and I honestly cannot remember which one had it, but it was like $5. My husband came home with it because I told him one of the things I needed for resin was like a torch, but they kind of scare me. And he saw this and he's like, oh my gosh, but it's a cigarette lighter. And so you can refill it with the butane and everything. It's called a torch, T-O-R-C-H. It's a turbo blue. You can maybe find it on Amazon. or somewhere maybe. But yeah. Greenfield, Illinois. Isn't Greenfield the dollar store company? They make a lot of stuff. Now, even though these are oven safe, you don't want to keep your heat on these silicone anything for too long, okay? Because we definitely don't want to ruin those. And so I just push down and I move really quickly, okay? And you'll be surprised, but it does pop bubbles, okay? It does pop them pretty darn good. Okay, and we'll probably have some bubbles in this because I'm impatient. And you guys just don't want to sit here all day waiting for resin to dry, right? Okay, so I've got some resin in there. And then we're going, nope, that's not going to be enough. And I just poured that all out, but that's okay. We learn. I'm just going to fill her up. Fill her up just a wee bit more. Okay, I'm hooked. I like easy. Yeah, the UV resin, there's a lot of videos out there on the UV resin. Artsy Mad Woman, she is another resin artist, and when I found Tammy Anderson, her videos started popping up, and she does beautiful work. And she does some where she uses the UV resin. So you can Google or YouTube UV resins. And you just get your little bit in there, put it under the UV light. You can put dried flowers in it. You can put little bits of whatever you want in it. Charms. I mean, it's fabulous. Okay, we're going to squish that down in there and pray, cross our fingers that it's got some stuff in there. Now I'm using my little alcohol wipe. Okay, wipe my finger because I need to get my little scraper. Get the one I was using yesterday. And now see all of this that I had up there? Right in. Nothing wasted. Right in. Just avoid that red spot though. Oh, that one's got a little hair in it. You can't join. Get out of there. Okay. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna fill her up. Fill her up. Oh, look at that. Let me pop some of those bubbles on their way down. Make sure that's level so I can fill her to the brim this time. And I will probably have to sand some of this down at the rows, and I'm okay with that. I have power tools. After resin cures fully, and this particular brand recommends 3 days for full cure, you can sand it, you can do all sorts of stuff to it. There we go. I can even do like a padded thing and put that on there. That might even be better. Woo! Look at that. And I didn't make too much of a mess today. Man, I had that stuff everywhere. Hello, Mr. Simon Hurley. I found a more expensive one at a specialty kitchen shop. Yeah, talking about the torches. Yeah, because, you know, that's all they're doing is And it's sad because, you know, it's the same thing, and I can go to the general store, buy it as a cigarette lighter, but if you're needing it for something special, they say, oh, it's one of a kind, it's so expensive, you know. That's why you got to look outside the box when you need some stuff. All right, so this little goodie gem will be sitting here curing, okay, and then we will look at it on Tuesday at 9 p.m. when I come on for some fairy stampers. Make a video for that. Okay, I want to make sure that's nice and level. And then every so often, I'm going to go and I'm going to pop some bubbles because they do come to the top. When I did my coasters, I did bubble popping like every 5-10 minutes for an hour. Ugh, can you guys see the shimmer in there? Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. And I put my tray right on my cart. Now, this is what happens. Sometimes you overmake. So I'm going to use my little dollar store cups and see, put a little bit of you in there, put a little bit of you in there, see how these will clean up. I'm interested because they're a little bit sturdier than the ones I got on Amazon, okay, and Google them because you can get big packs of these things cheap on Amazon and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to clean my fingers a little bit, and then let's do purple, and let's do some gold. And again, you can use alcohol inks. These are actual pigments for resin. They are expensive. I probably should not have bought them because I don't do that much resin, but it's a lot of fun. Okay, where's it at? Oh, here it is. Do we have enough to do? Probably not. I have a bin of resin thingies. All things resin. Oh, man. See, I mean, you can buy all sorts of stuff. These would make fun embellishments for our scrapbooks and stuff, I think. They're like gems. So we'll make some of those. And then, see, you can also buy like tubes to make stuff. Like gems. Make shapes. I don't know what we would do with the shape, but we're going to make one anyways. Let's make a triangle. And then, like I was saying, you can make necklaces and stuff. Those need cleaned. They're a little dusty. And then I bought like cookie molds or cake molds so that I can make embellishments for the holidays. Because we can do that. I went to the cake section for my resin stuff. Okay. But we're just going to play with two colors. Okay. Gonna grab our little stir sticks, maybe if I can get a hold of one. Okay. And we're gonna grab out some, you can use mica powders. So some stuff you crafters might already have. In the UV resin, if you choose to go that route, again, your alcohol inks. You could try your re-inkers, but they are a water-based, so you'll have to use those very sparingly. Okay. Get that in there. Just look at that. That beautiful, and you saw I didn't hardly use any, and just look at that gorgeous purple just soaking in to all of that clear. Put that down before I drop it in my purple. No, okay, you just do that then. Okay, and then we're gonna go with some gold. Thank you, Debbie. Hey Debbie, are you doing the multi-live on Tuesday? Do you have some guests that you're inviting again? Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Jean, did I see? There's Jean. Sorry I'm late. Cutting the grass. We needed to cut our grass last week. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And see, if you watch Tammy Anderson, oh man, she put some colors together, and I look at him and I'm like, are you sure? And then she does a lot of paint pouring these days, but she does have resin and geode making. If you just want to dabble in something different, you can even buy this resin in smaller quantities. You don't have to buy the big old jugs that I did, but I was worried. I needed enough for my coasters. Gotta have enough for the coasters. Okay. Oh, that's just beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna grab another wipe. We have 2 so far. Anyone else want to join? I can fit a few more on the screen. We are doing Christmas in July. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna, before I got my box for my resin stuff, they were just sitting out, so they got some dust in them. So I'm just gonna use my little alcohol wipe and get that, well, maybe we'll get that dust out of there. Heathen. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna make a little trinket triangle. Depending on how that turns out, we could probably make several triangles and then make a card with them. That would be fun. Just wipe those little guys. And these wipes I got on a nice sale at Target. It was buy one, get one free. So I've got one downstairs, and then we've got this one up here. And that's a good percentage for a wipe. I think that question's for Debbie. Pam wants to know, can you add someone just for audio so that they can talk with you and not actually be seen? How many bunnies in that triangle boot? Yeah, there was quite a few little dust bunnies. See, I must have glitter or something. Oh, and that's the other thing. You know, when you're adding flowers and stuff, you can add, what can you add? You can add glitter, you can add all sorts of stuff. But we're going to make these little faceteds, and then we'll give them away on my birthday. How fun is that? So you guys can add these. If you did them in a shaker card, it would be a pretty fat shaker card, but I mean, you still could. It would be really pretty. And then we're just gonna fill it in. There we go. Isn't that lovely? And just take your time, let that stuff dribble out. There we go. And then we're gonna drizzle in some gold. This is gonna be so fun. Popping these little boogers out. Okay, scrape, scrape, scrape. And the lovely thing about this is if you don't quite have enough, you can always make more, because I still have quite a bit in there. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit of clear on top, just to fill them in the rest of the way. Some of those I missed completely, no biggie. You can get pretty artsy with this stuff and just spackle it on there, just like spreading some peanut butter. Although peanut butter might be easier to spread. It might. Check it out. Oh, look at it. Come here. Come hitherin. Can I have some beautiful little gems to give away? I want to see your cars, Debbie says. Pam says, I won't be making cards. I just want to provide commentary. Oh, that video with Jennifer Maguire, Gina K, and Christina Warner. Okay, I've never seen Christina Warner before. And so when I saw that link, I was like, oh, I'll go check her out. That was hilarious. They did this, Gina K and Jennifer Maguire were hanging out with Warner. And she made the video, and Gina and Maguire were doing commentary on what was going on. And it was funny. Gina says, even though those are her hands, those are my nails. I'm like, yeah, that's too funny. Okay, and see, we're just doing our little cleanup now. We're going to get this all out of there. Just like so. And again, if you don't have enough to fill it, you can grab a little bit of that. We'll have a clear one. See if we can't add a little shimmer to it. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to fill our triangle. We're going to do our triangle with some glitter. Let me go grab some glitter. Let's fill that sucker right up. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. Look at that. It was like I poured just enough to do this stuff. Come on. Get a couple of gems out of you. Do a couple of clear ones. And then I'm just going to leave this to dry. Oops. This here, and then I'm just going to pick it clean later. It'll just be way easier to do it that way for me. Okay, the clear is a little bit hard to see, but there it is. Check my fingers because I need to pick up my torch. Super quick, super quick. And if you're looking for resin molds, you don't even have to type resin. You can just type silicone molds. Anything silicone will work. Okay. Okay, we let those set a second while I get some glitter. Squeaky chair. Glitter, 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 glitter. See? I even went and bought some chunky glitter. Got some chunky glitter. Oh, typical me. Drop it right in there. Okay. So, any particular color palette? Somebody said, hello, Ryan? Well, hello, Ryan. Smash the like. Glitter is the devil. Yes, that's why we have resin, to confine it. And then we can still look at it, but it's all nice and confined. All right. Ooh, these are so pretty. I'm thinking, do I have a color that... Okay, I changed my mind. We're going to grab, this is called Sparkle Green, okay? Ooh. And what we're going to do is, I don't know what we're going to do. That one needs more goo. Pardon me. We're going to add some goo to all of these. I'm just not happy with them being clear. Sorry. Okay, I need another stickum. Okay, I'm just going to take a little dab of this one. We'll get that sprinkled in there. Okay. And this has a glitter in it a little bit. It's a nice shimmery green. Get that all steered in there. And if you plan ahead, you would steer this in its little container, but we don't always plan ahead, and that's okay. And these here, you know, you could put a solid back on them and then put them a magnet and make magnets. These little shapes you could do easy with the other resin I was telling you about. But we're gonna add just, can we add this? No, it's got a thing on it. Okay. Just a little bit. We don't need a lot. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of those. Poke them down in there. We want them all in there. There we go. There we go. Just stab them down in there. Okay. Ooh, yeah. And then we're going to add some silver. I also discovered that foiling leaves little shiny bits. Yes, it does. A little bit of silver. And again, we're going to poke those down in there, get them mixed in there. And I think that will be good for that. And we'll see how that turns out. You know, this one is tiny, but you could, when it's all dry and ready to go, put a little quote on there. You can handwrite hello, put vinyl stickies on these, and then another layer of resin just to hold that vinyl in there. You can do a lot of stuff with resin. And I need to play with it more because I still have my bottles. I was freaked out over my coasters, okay? I still have over half my bottles left. And I made 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 30, like 30 some coasters with that resin. Plus all the stuff I did dinking around. And then these guys, they take up a lot of resin, okay? you know, like each one of these is 1 full cup of that. And even though we took a lot, you know, there's still quite a bit left. Super excited. And the fun thing too is I can put these back in the molds and add more to them. I just clean up these edges and add more to them. But I'm hoping our other one that we played with will turn out really good. So cross our fingers for that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can catch future videos, especially in December on my birthday. We're going to do giveaways, and we're going to give away these little gems and trinket goodies. And I don't believe that is still sitting there open. Whew. But yeah, so everybody got used up pretty good. 1 little cup, I made a coaster, I made a glider, and these guys. So that's not too bad. I have pictures in my head of a guest here for dinner finding little sparklies in their food. Yeah. I've seen a lot of keychains and such with vinyl designs on top. Yes, because they go together so well. Even stickers. The arts, oh my good. Artsy Mad Woman. She put a photo in her resin. And it turned out really cool. Yep, and then because that's what I did with my coasters, is I made the fun designs, which I have a couple of samples. These were my test runs. Okay, so you do your glittery part, and then you put your vinyl on it, and then you put another layer on top. This one here, I was testing to see if I liked handwriting it, which I did not. But, yeah. You can write on it, and then you could seal that, or if you don't like it, that's another thing. Resin is pretty forgiving. So like this here, if I take a little alcohol wipe, well, maybe not, because I let it sit for like a month. Well, when was Christmas? So a few months. Aww. Nope, I lied. Well, that's good to know. This is a silver Sharpie. So after a few months, it don't want to come off. Wow. Yeah, that's really on there. Holy moly. No, I have not seen your It coaster. Is it in your videos? I'll have to go back. I don't think I've watched all your videos. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's all right, though. I'm not sad, and this isn't wasted for me. So even though it's a mess, I could put a layer of paint over that, cover it, and re-resin it. Easy as pie. You can tape the back. Taping does make a huge difference. Then you don't have to sand all this down. Here, when I did my Christmas coasters, I had taped it. And it's funny because you put the tape on it and you think, well, how are you going to get the tape off? But another crafty tool that you already have, your heat gun for embossing and stuff, you warm it up just a little, even days later, you warm it up and that tape peels right off, and then you have a nice clean back if you're going to do coasters. And you can even do that with UV resin. Tape off the back, put your UV resin on, do your designs, cook it, and then you're good to go. Although, if you're doing coasters, again, would not recommend UV resin. But if you're doing like magnets or wall art, you can definitely tape off the backs. Any questions, my friends? This was kind of a new video for me doing resin, but again, on Wednesday, we'll see how they turn out. It's on my desk. I'll show you Tuesday on the live. Fabulous. Making sure I didn't miss a comment, because I do overlook stuff like crazy. Hi, Cordelia. It's so funny because it's like bendy. How bendy is it? Look, it's extra bendy. So, oh, it's not quite. Man, I was thinking if it was big enough. Ooh, maybe I could. Sorry. I get... This is what happens. You get in there and you're like, ooh, what can I do? Look. I could add one of these in a resin, the plain one. Can you see that? And then put like a little gem there. That would be so cute. Or make two of these and then snip a little piece and put it in there. It would just be the back side, right? But look it. But yeah, I gotta make sure these dry flat so that we can give them away. And I'll do some different colors. So on the giveaway on my birthday, we'll have different colors of these to give away. Because I want a lot of stuff to give away on my birthday. And don't forget, I've got 2 Misties that we're going to give away on December 7th. So be sure to tune in. And I'll finish making these and see how they turn out. December 7th. And December 7th, I have a video due on the Fairy Stamper channel. I'm also going to do a live that day. December, you're going to see a lot of me. Because we got to make sure we get our cards done and in the mail. But yeah. Alright, my friends. I don't have much more to share with you about this. You missed the Hey. Chime in. Be sure to be there December 7th. And your name will go in for the drawing. And maybe you can win one. And then free would be even better. Okay. Alrighty. And again, if you don't want to wait for stuff to dry, alcohol wipe. Look at that. It just cleans right up. So lovely. But if you don't want to clean up, you can just leave it to dry. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it to dry. Go eat something. Play some more on my new tablet. But I know. 6 months for my birthday. It's going to fly though, because it's going to fly. All right, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful day and this inspires you to do something crafty. Not necessarily resiny, but something crafty. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, now how do I do this? Make sure my hands are clean. Don't want to touch my phone if I have any resin on my hands. Okay, so we're going to pop you out. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then take a quick tour.